porn star. That's another one.
Mupply.com. Isaac Groove. Kicking it off.
We out here.
Alright, so you remember Plotmore?
Yeah, that's the gang right there, bro. It's me, Young Ruckus. We got Young Ruckus, the rapper. Oh, my bad. All right. Yeah, so it's me. We got Young Ruckus. We got Mags. We got Tweak. And we got our fucking fire-ass producer, Germ.
I saw it used to go by Brim Boys.
We did used to go by that. And then, so the whole issue with that was, how the name came about was honestly because... alright, so like I said, we're gonna have to do another separate Plotmore interview because this is a story that like definitely the squad can help me out with. But from my recollection, as far as I know, how it came about was Ruckus, Tweak, and Zach. Which do you know about Zach?
I don't know.
You know about Zach? Alright, so Zach Dama, very important. Zach is like. He's also like in Plotmore. It's just he don't really be making music and nothing. He's just kind of like an entity. All right. Straight up, like as the way that I put it is that he's kind of like our meme type shit, but like that's the fucking homie. You feel me? Like that's like day one. He's been riding with us like forever. You feel me? So like but yeah. So it was Ruck, Zach, and Tweak. They were tripping on acid, and then what is it? I think they were just like they were listening to Wretch. You know who Wretch? You know who Wretch is?
Yeah.
They were listening to Wretch because Ruck and Tweak, they the rest of them really fuck with Wretch. I like some of his songs, but I don't really fuck with him as much as they do. But they really fuck with Wretch. And what is it? So they were listening to his music, and Wretch always be saying the word brim. So it's like we had been saying it for or they had been saying it mostly, and then like they just been saying that shit for a minute. You know what I mean? Like we just always just kind of use it like in reference to whatever. Like that shit's brim. Like this brim is fuck. You feel me? It was just kind of like a word that we use. You know what I mean? And then like they were tripping and just like, yo, we're some brim motherfuckers, like we're some brim boys. And then I think it was like Tweak and Zach looked at each other and like, yo, brim boys, like, oh my god, we gotta go back. And like if I remember correctly, I think this is also the same night, and you can ask Ruckus because he like brings it up to me often. I think this is also the same night that I busted through their door with a can of nitrous, and I already took like 3 Whippets. No, I took like a big ass Whippet before I walked through the door, and I had like a can of nitrous in my hand, and I just walked in that bitch, and I was like, oh! And like I'm pretty sure Tweak tells me all the time too that it was like one of the only moments ever that he almost knocked me the fuck out because he was like on acid, and I just busted through the door. Like my voice was like super deep. It was just like.
So you already with them when they were Brim Boys?
Yeah, no, like the whole like squad music thing, like we started out together for sure. Like,
and you said that you had to change the name because it stood for something else that you guys didn't mess with.
Yeah, it is definitely a blood gang term, and we learned that like after, and you can't be pulling up to certain like venues with that name, or you're gonna get checked. You feel me? So like,
yeah,
we're just like before we get into issues with that, bro. Like we're just gonna.
I didn't even think about that as being the reason.
Yo, and then
I thought it was gonna be maybe some like homophobic type stuff, maybe.
No, not even close, bro.
Yeah.
But it's just straight up like it was that shit. You know what I mean? So it was like some gang shit. We didn't even want to be affiliated with it, so we're just like, yeah, let's just scrap the name. I was kind of against it at first because I was freaking. I was like, what the fuck are we gonna go by? But then Zach was tripping, and again, like I don't know why, it just kind of happens. So like Zach was tripping, he was writing down a bunch of words on like paper and shit, and then Tommy pointed out, I was like, plot more, and yeah, just put that shit together.
It's a good name. I like it.
I mean, we're always scheming on motherfuckers too. That was like another reason. Like just straight up, like we're always scheming on how the fuck are we gonna just like what's the next step? What's the next move? What we gonna do? Like how are we gonna get to this like next fucking thing? You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
We're always plotting. You feel me? That's
always
like,
plotting.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Like we're just always fucking plotting. Like what we gonna do next? You feel me? Like.
How'd you meet up with everybody in there?
All right, so I met Tweak in 6th grade. Like I was telling you earlier, I met Tweak in 6th grade through a mutual homie of ours. His name was Bailey, and me and Bailey have been homies for a minute. So he was like, yo, I'm chilling with this. And I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say Tweak's name either. You know, I'm going to leave that up to him. But he was like, yo, this is my homie, Tweak, blah, blah. But he wasn't going by that at the time. Like, we started calling him Tweak, like, from the past, like, a couple years or whatever. But, yeah, so he was like, yo, this is the homie, blah, blah. And then just, like, one thing led to another. We've been homies since 6th grade, you feel me? Like, straight up, like, that's my dog right there. Like, his nana is like my nana. Like, it's just, like, on some family shit, you feel me? So, it's, like, we've had arguments, and we've straight up almost fucking, like, killed each other. But, like, Not like, not physically, because straight up, bro, I would not ever fuck with Tweak in a fight at all, bro. And I think a lot of people, if you ask if they know him, they really know him. Like, there's not really too many people that will get froggy with that nigga, bro. He's kind of insane.
He does seem very insane from the limited things I've seen from him.
Nah, bro. Like, he's not a good, he is not the right nigga to catch some fists with. So, but we've definitely gotten on each other's nerves, like, on some crazy shit. But that's just my brother, man. Like, that's just like. That's the homie. And yeah. And then Mags actually is mad funny, bro. I be telling Mags shit all the time. I met Mags a while ago, bro. Like, I met Mags in, like, middle school at the same time too. But I didn't really fuck with him like that because he was like some scooter kid type shit, and I was just like already kind of a delinquent.
Like Razor Scooter.
Yeah, cause you remember like that weird period in like 2000 and fucking like 11, 10 or whatever, like that weird time frame where everybody was fucking with scooters. Do you remember that?
Not really, but
I
skate, so like I know people
that
ride
was like,
scooters
bro,
and
that
do
was
tricks.
like a huge thing where we were growing up. You know what I mean? So that was like he was fucking with them, and I was like, whatever. I didn't really fuck with that shit. So I used to kind of think that Max was like super corny. And then when I moved back to Miami, after I moved back to Miami and I came up here. He was chilling with like German shit, I think, or he was just chilling with like a couple of my homies. And we started kicking it again. I was like, and at this time he started smoking weed and shit and started doing all this other like shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, word. Like, you get down, word. All right, we can hang. You know what I mean? So I was like, word. So that's how I met him. And then this right here, and we will repeat this story when the homies come through because this is my favorite motherfucking story of how I've ever met like anybody. All right, so like. The night I met Young Ruckus and Germ, this shit was fucking amazing. So, we pulled up to this kid's, it was a house party that this kid in high school that we knew, he was having this party. It was huge, bro. It was like this big ass crib, because like there's like certain parts of Danvers that fucking are like just ginormous, you know what I mean? So this dude had like his own house, and he had like a fucking pool house, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like he was throwing a party in the fucking pool house type shit, and like there was so many fucking kids there, bro. And like I said, like I was telling you earlier, I met Ruckus and shit through this shorty that I was like, we were hanging out at the time or whatever, and like she was really cool with Ruck, and like everybody I was cool with Ruck, and like I said, I thought Ruckus was somebody else this whole time, so I didn't really fuck with him. And then eventually, this night, she walks me up to this bar or whatever. She's like, oh yeah, like this is no, it wasn't her. No, it wasn't her. It was Germ's brother Joey. My fault. I correct myself. It was Germ's brother Joey. He was like, oh yo, I need you, like come meet my brother or whatever. And like one thing about Germ is that this nigga's been tall. All right, like this nigga's been fucking tall. Like since the day that I met Germ, this nigga's just a fucking tree, bro. So it's just kind of, and he's younger. He's the youngest one in the whole group. Like that's why like I'm exaggerating like that, cause like I met this dude when he was like. I want to say like 15 or some shit like that, 16 maybe. I can't quite remember. And it was just like, I've always had to fucking look up at him, bro. So it's just like, Joey's shorter than him. So it was like, oh yeah, this is my brother Germ. So I pull up and I was like, oh shit, what's up, bro? And like I remember specifically because he had this gold watch on, but he was like Germ is a very quiet kid, you know what I mean? He's like very, I think the word is unassuming or some shit, but like, what is it? He's just a super quiet kid. He's cool, calm, collected all the time. You know what I mean? So what is it? Fucking, I was like, oh, what's up? So I saw the gold watch and shit, and I was like, oh, where'd I see you? Like that's this dope watch and shit. And then, bro, he was like standing next to the bar. We were outside. We were in this kid's backyard, and there's a bar outside. And like, bro, I look over. Young fucking Ruckus, bro. This dude just like emerges from below the bar, just from like behind it with like 2 cans of whipped cream. Took like a big ass whippet out of both of them, and it just goes, yo, I'm Ruckus. And I was like, bro, I fuck with you.
That is not a surprising story from
that shit was
his
so
appearance at the concert.
Bro, that shit's so fucking funny. And Ruck's definitely calmed down like a lot since then, you know what I mean? But like, it was so fucking funny, bro, because like, what is it? I had oh my god. It was just that's just the funniest way to pull up on somebody, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
Double whipping it up.
Bro, 2 cans just straight and just like whip the fuck out, bro. And it was hilarious. And then like, what is it? That same night, like, what is it? We smoked a bowl and shit. We, like, drank 40s and all that. It was, like, a dope-ass night. We were playing, like, beer pong and all that shit. And on top of that, bro, we saw a bitch butt chug a bottle. You ever seen
Damn.
somebody? Yo, you ever seen somebody butt chug a bottle?
I can't say I have.
Bro, I saw that bitch do it twice.
Back to back?
3 times if you count prom night. That shit was wild, bro.
Like a beer bottle?
Nah, nigga, it was a Jack Daniels bottle, bro. Well, I remember it was a Jack Daniels bottle, and then the other one was like a fucking 3 olives bottle, bro. That shit was wild.
Just out in the open for everybody to see.
Yo, in the middle of this nigga's backyard, bro, like straight up, just like, and like they gathered a fucking crowd. Like everybody was just watching this bitch butt chug a bottle of Jack Daniels, bro.
Was she already hammered by this time?
Yeah, I hope so.
I was about to say, like,
like, cause that's not some shit. I hope that's not some shit people just like do sober. Don't butt chug a bottle sober. Or just don't butt chug a bottle. Period. Honestly, like,
especially hard alcohol.
yo, for real, bro. Like that shit was wild. I've never seen. That's why I be saying white people are on some shit, bro. Cause like I've never seen niggas.
And you
do
end
that
up
shit.
wicked hammered after that too.
Yo, she was fucked up, bro. I saw some crazy shit that night, bro. It was weird. Like, it was weird.
So you moved around a lot growing up.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was a lot. Maybe like more than average. I feel like I just
Or
moved,
like the distance you covered.
well, not even that. I just feel like I moved at kind of like, I'm gonna say like pinnacle ages for
Yeah,
people, you know what I mean? Like, alright, cause I was born in Miami. Like I was specifically Hialeah. Shout out. But what is it? Fucking in Dade motherfucking County, 305. But yeah, like what is it? I was born in Hialeah, and then I moved up to Danvers when I was like 5 years old, cause my mom was like, yo, my sister was about to start high school. I was about to start school, and just she didn't want us to be on no fuck shit. You know what I mean? So straight up, I think it was specifically, if I remember, my mom was like, yeah, I don't want my sister to get pregnant. She didn't want my sister to get pregnant or nothing like that. Blah blah. So my uncle was living up here, so we came up here and we moved in with him. And what is it? So we moved to Danvers and shit. And I lived there for a minute. I lived there until I was like 14, 15, some shit like that. And then I moved back to Miami, but this time I moved to Miami Beach. Specifically, I moved to 83rd Street, like kind of right off of Collins Ave. Anybody who knows, you know. It's the island. It's just like, what is it? Yeah, so fucking... Yeah, so fucking, yeah, so I moved back over there when I was like 15. And then I don't know, bro. Just like living in Miami, you get exposed to a lot. You know what I mean? Like living in Miami is just very, very different. It was kind of like I got like culture shocked like twice. You know what I mean? Because kind of like when I moved from Miami to Danvers, I only spoke I think like I really only mostly spoke Spanish on some real shit.
How old are you? You were 14?
Nah, when I first moved up here, I was 5.
Okay.
And I really only like mostly spoke Spanish for the most part, but you know, just I was dead. I swear to fucking God, bro, I was like the only Spanish kid in like a whole like school of white kids and shit. So fucking, I just started speaking more English and all that shit. And what is it? When I was like 14, 15, I started like I was just on some fuck shit, bro. Like from day one, like straight up. Like I remember getting in trouble from first grade just to like. All the time on some stupid shit.
What type of trouble? Just like
I mean,
acting
alright,
out
so
in class?
it was never like no legal trouble. Cause
Yeah.
honestly, bro, the way that I was raised is that you gotta be a smart criminal. Niggas don't know how to do shit nowadays. If you're a good criminal, you don't get caught. And I'm not saying that I'm a fucking criminal. I'm not even like saying that shit. I'm just saying that fucking like.
Follow the law.
Hey, not follow the law, and if you don't, just at least fucking make sure you don't get caught, bro. Like put some effort into this shit. You know what I mean? Like fuck. But what is it? Yeah, no, I was just mostly like I was always. I don't know. I feel like I was raised by my single mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like she has a very like strong character type shit. So I feel like just kind of I don't know. Just having I've always had like very strong role models as far as like attitude and shit. So I always just did whatever the fuck I wanted, bro. Like straight up. Like it wasn't really like no questions about it. I really had no like it was whatever, bro. Like whatever I wanted to do, I kind of just did. You know what I mean? So it was like in school and shit, I was getting in trouble for just kind of like talking out of turn. Or just kind of like fucking, I don't know. I got caught for cheating on a test like once, bro. That shit was, I got so mad. I got caught, because I was in like 5th grade, bro. And I got caught for cheating.
5th grade?
Yeah, I got caught for cheating on a test in like 5th grade, dog. It was like the dumbest shit. But, I just remember I used to do wild shit, bro. Like, I remember, I think a couple of my homies have always been into like the military. One of my homies is actually in the military right now. He's in the Navy. Shout out my homie Skyler. But what is it? Fucking, I remember we always used to be on some fuck shit because like he would always be fucking coming up some crazy ass like fucking just wild shit to do. One thing he would like to do was like Molotov cocktails and shit. So fucking, what is it? We would always be fucking around with that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And like I started smoking weed when I was in like I want to say like maybe 8th grade, some shit like that. I was like 12 and a half, 13 years old. You know what I mean? But the thing was, to me, it was normal because everybody in my family smokes weed. You know what I mean? So it wasn't really nothing to me. You feel me? Like, it was just kind of like whatever. I used to be a bitch about it though, like cause like, you know, dare class and shit be fucking with people. Cause I used to think like, oh, you smoke weed, you smoke crack. Nah, it's like, man, you won't be an addict if you smoke crack blunts, bro. You'll be alright.
When did you start rapping?
Yo, so for that, honestly, bro, it's I've kind of just always done it. I don't know, bro. Like, my mom always had music playing in the house.
Rap
just,
music,
like, dude.
Everything.
All kinds of music, bro. Like, on some real shit. Like, if you go through my Spotify, I feel like people are shocked sometimes because like my shuffle be playing and it'll go from like fucking Trap House 3 to like fucking Back to Black by Amy Winehouse to fucking like Nina Simone, Ray Charles to fucking... one thing that people are always surprised about is I really fuck with 80s rock music. Like, big hair dad, like, fucking rock music, bro. Like, some Motley Crue, my nigga. Yo, that shit's fire. That shit's fire. Some AC/DC, like, some Guns N' Roses and shit, bro. Like, that shit's all crazy. I think that, like, rock music definitely has the best writing, in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's multiple instruments and it's
yeah,
gotta
and it's
all
just
work
they
together.
put fucking effort into it, bro. You know what I mean? Like they actually tried to like, all right, how can I make like a crazy ass song? Like what word? Like this is I feel like they put a little bit more effort into it. You know what I mean? But what is it? Yeah, just like rap music's just since day one, bro. It's just this since day one. I've always remembered my mom playing rap music because my mom is the one who put me on to like all the good shit on some real shit. And like my mom, some of my mom's favorite songs are Gravel Pit by Wu-Tang Clan, Hail Mary by Tupac, Juicy by Biggie, fucking Hypnotized, like fucking my mom just fucks with all kinds of shit, you know what I mean? So like I was exposed to a lot of kinds of just music growing up. And what is it? It was just, I'm sorry, what was it again?
How'd you start rapping?
Yeah, so like, what is it? I used to just kind of like listen to songs all the time, and then it started off with me just kind of like rapping over the beat of the song. Like I'd have music playing in my headphones, and then I would just kind of start rapping over the beat, you know what I mean? And then eventually it was like I'd start looking up YouTube beats or whatever the fuck, and I would just kind of like start freestyling and shit. But I think it really kind of just like cemented into my head when I was younger because my mom got mad at me one time. She was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are you doing all this, like, fuck shit? Like, why you always get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. And I'm still not good at this. I can't explain myself too good. Like,
yeah.
When people ask me, like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm terrible at explaining myself, you know what I mean? So, what is it? Fucking, she made me write down my words. She was like, write down on paper what you're thinking. You know what I mean? And it was just so easy for me, bro. Like, I was able to write down exactly what was on my head. You know what I mean? So, I kind of just took that and applied it to music, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, because I already been rapping over beats and shit and just kind of, like, freestyling for a minute, like, since I was, like, young, bro. Like, I remember, like, I've been doing that shit since I was, like, in 5th grade. Like, I've been rapping at least, like, just freestyling over shit since I was in, like, 5th grade. And then, like, I've been writing songs since, like, 6th grade, straight up.
When'd you record your first song?
I recorded my first song when I was a junior in high school, I believe, with my homie Sam Levin over in Miami Beach. I was like, and it wasn't even no serious shit. I didn't really start taking this. I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to like make music, be a rapper. I always knew that, but I wasn't really too confident in it yet until I was gonna like graduate high school. Because the way that I saw it is that the same amount of time that people go to college, if you put in that same time, effort, energy, and like all that shit into music, you can succeed. You know what I mean? It's like 5 years, bro. It's like 5-6 years, and if you go to med school, it's like 12. So if you gotta like, you know what I mean? You gotta keep that shit in mind. For as long as somebody goes to school, you gotta put that same time, effort, and everything into your music in order to get where you want to be. You know what I mean? So it's like what is it? Fucking. I'm sorry again. The ADD and the ADHD. What was your question again?
I was just about how you started rapping, or like when you recorded your first song.
Oh, when I recorded my first song. Yeah. So like again, I was a junior in high school, 17 years old, but I started taking this shit a little bit more serious like before I graduated. But I used to just record shit in my homie Sam in his dad's garage, like just for the fuck of it.
Well, who are the first rappers you gravitated towards?
All right, yo. So I gotta say. First rapper I got when I think of rap music, the first lyric that comes to my head is "It was all a dream."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Juicy, that song Juicy, bro, like that shit is just like that. Like bro, that song to me is really just like pinnacle. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
that shit is just, it's timeless. You feel me?
It is.
So it's just like Biggie definitely. Pac. Well, I feel like, you know, everybody fucks with Biggie and Pac like that shit. ODB for sure, because my mom loved Wu-Tang, so that was like another group that I always was listening to. ODB. I really fuck with A$AP Rocky, bro. Like I feel like when I was 15, 16 years old around that time, like I think that's when he like was dropped. I think that's when he had dropped what is it? Long Live A$AP, I'm pretty sure. And like that shit was crazy, bro. Like that shit blew my mind, honestly. So like definitely A$AP Rocky for sure. That shit was fire. Kendrick, J. Cole, like, you know, obviously them. Just like, wait, is this like strictly rappers or just artists?
Anything.
Anything? Alright, word. So like, what is? I really fuck with like, I like rock stars, bro. Like I'm very like they to me those are like my role models. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the aesthetic they put out.
Well, yeah, and just like the whole attitude of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, and I'm not even saying like because I fuck with rappers and shit, but as far as like just artistry and shit, I feel like rock stars. I'm just like Jim. So like, what is it? Fucking Jim Morrison, bro. Yo, The Doors, that shit. Oh no, John Morrison. Jim Morrison. All right. Because I always get them confused. You ever watch wrestling?
No, I actually didn't.
Alright, well, I used to watch growing up, and there was a fucking wrestler that I'm pretty sure his name was either John Morrison. No, John Morrison. It was John Morrison. Yeah, it was John Morrison. So sometimes I get them mixed up in my head. But, so definitely after him, you know what I mean? Then Jimi Hendrix, fucking Ray Charles, Nina Simone, fucking Bootsy Collins. He's crazy. Bootsy Collins, fucking, you know who Johnny Paycheck is?
Johnny Paycheck?
Johnny Paycheck.
Nah.
Yo, so Johnny Paycheck is actually a fucking country star, believe it or not. And this man's wild. He's dead now. He passed away. But, like, yo, you should look him up. He's fucking crazy. Rick James, you know, shit like that. Like, bro, I just like wild people on some real shit, bro. Like, fucking Sid Vicious and shit. Like, I really like people that really just did whatever the fuck they wanted. You know what I mean? Because, like, at the end of the day, bro, like, you know, this shit's life, bro. You only... Not to be corny or not to quote Drake, but like you really do only live this shit once, you feel me? So I feel like those types of people to me are just like my favorite.
As far as your more contemporary influences, like you referenced Flatbush Zombies on a song.
Bro, I fucking love Flatbush Zombies, dog. So like Flatbush, like, alright, cause to me, bro, Flatbush, I feel like from ages like 13 to like 16, I was super like, because like I told you earlier, I'm like super hypersensitive to my surroundings. So like anything that I'm fucking with, bro, like I'm fucking with that shit for a minute. Like I'm sensitive as fuck to that. So like Flatbush was like in that time period where I was like just super like influenced by everything. Like they were like number one, bro. Like,
yeah.
And they still are in my opinion, bro. Just cause like yo, Flatbush is on some shit. Just between like Meech and fucking Juice and like the Architect, bro. Like they're just so fucking crazy. Like,
they hit a trifecta right there,
bro. They are so not like bro. Because the thing is that Eric is a fucking crazy ass producer, bro. Like you can't fuck with Architect when it comes to his beats and shit like that, bro. Like that nigga's fire. And then like Meech is just like, bro. Meech is like. He's wild, bro. Like, Meech is just crazy, bro. Like, Meech be saying some insane shit, bro. And his flow is crazy, bro. And then just, like, Juice is just fucking... I think he's just got the sauce, you feel me? Like,
yeah,
he's crazy,
brings the
bro.
melodies.
Bro, he's got, like, the fucking perm and shit. You seen his beard? You seen Juice's beard, my nigga?
Yeah.
That shit's got, like, a crazy-ass braid. He looks like a fucking, what's that shit? He looks like a shaman on some real shit, bro. Like, but yeah, so, like, Flatbush for sure. I'm gonna say A$AP again because I really do feel like just A$AP was a huge influence on me. Who else? Contemporary?
Yeah, like people like something that like influences your music a lot.
I would say again like I would have to go back to rock music on some real shit. Yeah, no, just because like I really like the way that I really like the way that they do their shit, you know what I mean? Because I feel like the emotion and the writing of rock music is what makes it so timeless, you know what I mean? Because, like, there's so many rock songs and so many rock albums that I just, like, still listen to. Like, Africa by Toto, yo.
People are still bumping it.
Yo, people go fucking ham to Africa by Toto. You fucking, nigga, you drop that shit anywhere, bro, and they're going in on that, you feel me? So it's just, like, that shit, bro, like, I'm really inspired by that. I really do like that shit because... My thing is that I feel like nowadays people just kind of, I don't know, man. I feel like nowadays just people be going by some like fucking, they just be copying people, kind of. You know what I mean? I feel like too many people sound alike, and if they don't sound alike, then they just try to sound like they're from somewhere. I don't know, man. I feel like people really try too hard, just kind of like. I don't know. I feel like people try too hard to kind of go by what's cool, what's popping, what's happening. You know what I mean? Like they don't really try to like do their own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's just kind of my biggest thing is that like I just really want to do my like own thing when it comes to music. I don't think I don't want to fall into no genre.
I knew you were gonna like describe a wide range of music you listen to, just from like how like orchestrate a lot of Plotmore sounds. Like it's not just straight rap. Like,
but that whole sound isn't just me though. You gotta
yeah.
understand. Like,
it's a group dynamic.
Yeah, no, that's because Ruckus is fucking like Ruckus is crazy, and like I know Germ listens to crazy. Like we're all so fucking different, bro. That it's just like that's why that sound is insane.
Like just the sideways, the whole thing is sideways. Really, I feel like it's just so like momentous, like the production and like everybody, like you screaming on the chorus, going crazy.
Germ fucking snapped on that beat. You wanna know some crazy shit? I think Germ made that beat like within a half hour, if I'm correct.
That's how producers do though. Like,
yeah, no, like on some wild shit. Like if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Germ just made that shit like right there. Like it wasn't even that. Like it was wild though. And it was originally supposed to be Tweak and Mags. That wasn't even gonna be a squad song.
In the video, you throw up sideways on a building. Is graffiti a passion or just another way to act out? That. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that of something specifically, or?
Alright, so what I was gonna do was it was inspired by the Blueprint 3 cover art by Jay-Z. If you look at it, it's like a white cover. It's like a white album cover with like 3 lines or whatever. So that's why it has like the 3 red lines or whatever right there, because that's what it was gonna be. And then, like I said, I got ADD and ADHD, bro. So my mind I just started fucking around with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I came up with.
Is that supposed to be your face?
Nah. Honestly, all right. So, who I was thinking of was the owner of the Witch Doctor, because I was helping. My sister was like helping him out with some shit, whatever. And like I had just seen him that day, and like his face was just really like imprinted in my head, because I've been like, so I was just like, all right, word, that's him. It was shout out the Witch Doctor, bro.
That's dope. Yeah, do you do a lot of painting?
No, it's more of a hobby, honestly. I just kind of like be getting bored and I'd be painting sometimes.
What'd you do this with?
I did that with spray paint.
As we say.
Yeah, I did that with spray paint. I have mad spray paint over there, actually. I've been meaning to do a couple more pieces. I like to paint when it's nice outside.
I like it.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. Thank you.
When you performed at the February 17th, you said the last show went crazy.
Yes. What show was that?
That was the Pistola show with Bia.
Dude, I'm sorry, but my fucking... my mind, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that show was insane. Last show was crazy.
What happened there?
Last show was the Lowell show, I think. Last show, yeah. No,
was that the one with Tracy and Juice WRLD?
Yeah, that was the one with Cousin Stiz and shit. Yep. It was just like, that was like our first big show, you feel me? So that was just pretty
Those dope. Are some big names to open for.
Yeah, no, like, which, again, I think shout out Brosif and them, because they set that up, Divine Minds and shit. Like, they're mad cool. That was an ill show, bro. But, yeah, no, that show was just crazy. I think one of our wildest shows, though, was, I think it was the show before that. The show before that, that shit, oh, damn, voice crack, that shit was crazy. You heard that? Oh, shit. But, yeah, anyway, what is it? The show before that was fucking wild. What happened was, I had some edibles and shit, because I actually have my own edible company. It's me and my sister's company. It's called Thick Infusions. But,
still active? Like,
yeah, no, it's still active, but right now it's just fucking like we're gonna rebrand the whole thing and just some wild shit. But yeah, no. And so like what is it? Well, at the time I had some edibles left over, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, bring some edibles to the show, I'm gonna throw it out. And I just kind of have a thing for that, honestly, bro. Like I don't know why. Like I couldn't do it at the fucking Bia show because the security guards are acting like a bunch of bitch ass niggas. Which no shade to the Middle East, that's not on y'all, but. They tried to take my weed and shit, so I couldn't bring nothing into the venue and nothing like that. Because I was trying to throw out some fucking, like, edibles, some cards or some shit like that. Because I have, like, a thing for that, bro. I love throwing shit out into the crowd. Like, you
guys did throw some shit out at that show.
I love doing that shit, bro. Because, it's like, to me, it's like, bro.
It's like creating a little riot, almost.
Bro, I'm real with you, dog. Like, I'm trying to start multiple riots. Just to keep it 100 with you, bro. Like, that's the main goal of every show.
That's a performer's
we're trying
goal.
To start a fucking riot at every show, bro. Just because, like, shit goes down. What are you gonna remember? You know what I mean? Like, you gonna remember the ride, or you're just gonna remember the stage? Like,
yeah, you guys threw out sex dolls at the Via show.
Yeah,
what was?
That shit was so funny.
Like, was that like planned or like?
No, that shit was definitely planned. I was like, yo, I told the whole squad about this, but I specifically remember going to the store at Ruckus and shit with SK, and it was mad funny, bro. Like, which, by the way, you'd be shocked how many fucking sex dolls they have. There's so many varieties. It's insane. Yo, I wasn't ready for it. Like, straight up.
You just grabbed the cheapest ones?
Nah, yo, I was just trying to grab the cheapest one, and this nigga Ruckus was just like, nah, fuck that shit. We'll grab one of all of them. Yo, we had like a fucking Jennifer Lawrence one. We had like a Hunger Games one.
Yeah,
that shit was so fucking.
They were covered in Sharpie.
We had a Katy Perry one. That shit was hilarious.
I didn't even know they were modeled after celebrities.
Well, they don't look like that.
Yeah, no, they looked like balloon animals.
Yeah, no, bro. Yo, how somebody puts their dick into one of those, I don't know, bro. You gotta use a lot of lube. Honestly, like, that shit just looks so uncomfortable. The crazy part is they had a cherry.
Bruh.
Yeah, they had a hymen. That's the wild part. I don't know if you didn't know that, now you know.
I did not know that.
Sex dolls have hymens.
And you guys came out with confetti too. That was dope.
Yeah,
so you ended the set.
Cool, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
confetti's wet.
Yeah, no, I
didn't know that.
Bro, my thing is just that, like, you gotta make an experience. And this is just kind of going back to what I was saying about earlier. But like, right, you gotta try to make the shit experience, because like as much as it's like fun for me, because honestly, bro, like the way that I see it, bro, like as much as they might be there for the show, whatever the fuck, like I like it because they're almost entertaining. Like, what the crowd does entertains me.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, how they react and shit, like, it's like you gotta make them have a good time. Like, Rick James said some shit where it's like, you gotta pimp the crowd, essentially. You gotta make them do, like, what you want and make them have fun and shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta do that shit.
I always think, like, it's like half the show is the crowd's responsibility to, like, respond well to an artist up there.
And that's what a lot, wait, my bad. Is that light over there? I'm sorry.
No, it's all
I'm
good.
sorry.
I don't see one. Oh, yeah, there's.
Word, can I grab that? Yeah. You don't mind, you don't...
Right. Just right.
Right. But yeah, no, a lot of people don't realize that there is some fucking... The crowd does have to react. Like, if you want to have a good show, you gotta be a good crowd.
Like, did you watch LPLG perform?
Yeah, no, we stayed for the whole
show. And, like,
show.
yeah, like, they performed before you. Like, they came on the floor, and they were jumping around going crazy.
And the crowd was being basic as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, there was some people who were, like, into it and shit, and the crowd was being basic as fuck. Yeah.
And, like I felt bad, because I was like, these dudes are, like, putting it all out there. They're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Like,
no, and, like,
crazy
that's...
and...
Well, I mean, bro, the thing is that, like...
I mean, that's kind of, like... It sucks being the opener, because, like, you're the one who has to deal with that.
Oh, bro,
and, like,
we've been there before.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Everybody gets hit with that shit, you feel me?
That's
but that's the kind of shit that you kind of take as, like, you know, that's like a confidence, because that shit really does help, you know what I mean? Just because, like, opening shows is just not ever easy. Like,
I mean, that's tight, though, that you said you got a good response at Juice WRLD, Cousin Stiz, and Tracy, because that, like, those could be people who, like, that's the only rappers they really listen to. Like, they're not really into rap music.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
just,
bro.
like...
No, yeah, there was so many people that came to that show that, like, didn't come to our show or whatever, and it's, like... It's whatever. You gotta understand that shit sometimes.
Do you think you get a lot of new fans from performing? Because you guys
absolutely.
have, like, a crazy... Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. There's, like... In my eyes, bro, Alright, so my thing is that I've always had a set idea in my head. Like, I've always had a picture of where I want to be, which is, like, I feel like... I'm just saying, I feel like that's just very important. You should ask people that, like, where do they want to take this shit? Because I feel like that's something that a lot of niggas don't be thinking about, bro.
Yeah, they think about the now.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, the now is very good. Like, sometimes you do just gotta think about the now type shit, but, like, what are you gonna do in the future, bro? Like, straight up, you know how many people don't own their masters and shit? You know how many people don't get that long money from music? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
And when you don't think about the future, you stay in place.
Exactly. So, like, my thing is that I've always known where I want to be at. You know what I mean? Just in my head. Like, I know the platform I want to be at. So, it's like, you gotta go in with that. But, yeah, so, like, performing and shit, bro, you gotta kill that shit, you know what I mean? And it's like, even if the crowd looks like they're not having fun, bro, like, you just make them have that fun, bro. Like, straight up, you know what I mean? Like, for example, the sex dolls.
Everyone loved it. Everyone loved it. They were bouncing around the whole show.
Yo, the sex dolls were dead ass being thrown around the whole... Everybody who walked into that building touched at least one of those 3 sex dolls. Everybody was fucking with them, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that people remember, you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit you gotta do. Like,
yeah.
You gotta make them remember shit, you know what I mean? Like,
you guys should make Plotmore branded sex dolls.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it.
That's mad funny.
Yeah, no, We talked about that shit. It's hilarious, actually.
Is everything you guys do produced by Germ?
Alright, well, as far as, like, I'm gonna say the majority is.
Everything that has all the Plotmore dudes on it is...
Yes. Still Plotting was completely produced by Germ. Yes. Anything that's, like, a squad, like, we all come together, that's Germ. And, like, Germ definitely produces, like, I'm gonna say, like, 90 to 95% of, like, most of the shit that we put out.
One of the songs on Still Flying is called Richdale, and it's about, like, a local convenience store.
Yeah.
You guys go to, like...
Yo, people who know, they know.
Yeah. Is that around here? Is that close to
There's
here?
a Richdale down the street, but the
Oh, it's a chain?
Yeah, the significance about Richdale is that, like, Richdale is just kind of like that spot. And, honestly, bro, I hope that they don't, like, shut down the corporation for what I'm about to say. But, what is it? You know, Richdale's just that spot that, like, we always got Dutches and shit at, you feel me? Like, there was always, like, just... We always ended up at the Richdale every fucking day. Every fucking day after school, before school. Like, I remember Ruckus deadass. We were about to leave for our prom. Like, we were at the school about to get on the bus, and this nigga Ruckus left, like, 15 minutes before the bus left to go to Richdale and get fucking cigs and shit, you know what I mean? But, like, yeah, so Richdale's always been that spot, you know? Like...
Yeah. What changed, do you think, when you were rapping from rapping by yourself before you met, like, Brim Boys or Plotmore, and then when you started
I
getting
just
with
got
them?
so much more comfortable with just myself and just making shit, honestly, because the thing is that, like, when you first start doing it and it's just you, it's kind of hard, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, you don't know if it's good, if it's bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, having people there that are doing the same shit or that know what they're talking about, and, you know, like, they're all making dope shit, and they tell you you're making dope shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, we all just motivate each other, you know what I mean? So, like, it's definitely helped me out just, like, as an artist, as a person, just in general. Like, I really, like, bro, like, the homies, like, those are my brothers type shit, you man, you know what I mean? Like, that's family, straight up. Like, yeah, no, facts. Like, you know what's crazy is that, like, I be thinking about this shit all the time, too, because I feel like, I feel like there's certain characteristics that, like, each one of them, like, has taught me, and I don't know if, like, I don't know if the rest of them think this or not, but, like, I feel like there's, like, other characteristics that we've taught each other and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's certain things that, like, we just kind of, like, taught each other that, like, has, like, rubbed off, you know what I mean? Like, with Tweak, straight up, bro, like, you don't fuck with Tweak. You don't fuck with him.
Yeah, you guys like the X-Men.
Yeah, bro, like, deadass, it's just, like, you don't fuck with him, bro, like, it's just, and that's, like, something that, like, you know, just being around him since 6th grade and shit, like, you know, it's, like, you have, you know, you learn to have this, like, thing, it's, like, you know, don't let people fuck with you, you know what I mean? So it's, like, and then with Mags, it's, like, yo, this nigga Mags be reminding me to have fun just all the, like, because, like, sometimes with this shit, bro, it's just, like, you know, You create, and the creating process is like fun, bro. The creating process, that's what I like about it, is that it doesn't feel like a job, you know what I mean? But it's just like, there is certain aspects of it that does feel like a job, you know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes you get caught up in that shit, you just forget to have fun. And, like, Mags always reminds me to have fun, bro, just because, like, this nigga's always having fun, you know what I mean? Like, everything's a good time, you know what I mean? And then, like, Germ is a fucking prodigy. Flat out. Like, dude, straight up. This nigga, I want to see somebody fuck with Germ in his beats who is of his age, honestly. And I'll put that out there. I don't care if he does it. I'll put that out there for him. Yeah. Because he probably won't say that shit. I'll say it for you. But, like, straight up. But, yeah, bro, like, what is it? Germ just, like, always reminds me, like, just, like, I don't know, just from, like, seeing his work ethic and just, like, how much he be, like, really practicing his beats and shit, like, he just kind of keeps me, like, in my head, like, all right, I gotta practice my writing, I gotta practice, like, I gotta practice my fucking cadences, I gotta practice something, you know what I mean, just from seeing how Germ works, you know what I mean? And then, with Ruckus, bro, I gotta say, if anybody's actually taught me to be, like, a better person, Young Ruckus is, like, the coolest motherfucker on the planet. Straight up, like, this dude is the nicest fucking guy, like, ever. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like the, bro. You can, like, I want to see somebody say something bad about Young Ruckus. Straight up.
Yeah.
You can't, bro. And it's just like, you learn to be just so much. You learn to just kind of, like, try to be, like, more, like, you know, nice. You know what I mean? Just because, like, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, chilling with Ruck is, like, a trip every time, bro. Because it's just, like, he always be saying some shit that is like, damn, bro, why am I tripping? Like, straight up, you know what I mean? Like, Yeah, it's just like, that's definitely what I've gained from just like being in the squad and shit and just being around them.
And then on the Instagram, it called you the Hustler. How'd you earn that name?
I don't know, bro. I guess I was, alright, being raised, bro, like, I was just always raised with my people around me. Just, everybody has a job, and then everybody hustles. Like, one way or another, you get extra money. It doesn't always have to be, like, selling whatever you sell, you know what I mean? But it's just, like, you have a job, and then you also hustle. Like, you have something else that makes you money, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, I've always had that mentality just kind of, like, beaten into my head. And I was, like, super against it at first, because I don't really fuck with money like that. I feel like money is just, like, the stupidest shit. But, like, you do need it. It's just so fucking dumb. Like, it's the most it's just, like, ridiculous, bro. Like, I hate money, but at the same time, you need it.
Yeah, you do need it.
Yeah, so it's just, like, I don't know, bro. I just always figured out how to get money. Like, straight up. I just always figured out how to do it. Somehow, some way. Like, I think I like, no bullshit, bro. For this show, we got, like, 3 racks in 24 hours.
Seriously? Damn. What was your first job?
My first job? I think I worked in a scooter store in Miami Beach.
Like an electric scooter?
Nah, like a fucking scooter.
Like a razor scooter?
No, not a razor. Fucking.
Oh, like a moped?
Yeah, mopeds and shit. That shit. Yeah, like mopeds and shit. I was working in like a rental shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And like that shit was actually ill because what is it? I got to like I still don't have a license, bro. Like my shit. Yeah, but like what is it? I got to like ride around on all the mopeds and shit because like I was the one, like testing them and all that. So I was like 16 or something like that, and it was ill, bro. It was fucking dope. Like right in the middle of South Beach, 14th and Washington, bro. That's where I was at all day, every day.
Was that your favorite job?
As far as placement, you know what I mean. Like I couldn't really complain as to where I was at. You know what I mean. Like I was dead ass in the middle of South Beach, bro. Like I was chilling all day, like straight up, like. But the job itself was a bitch. My favorite job though was I've had so many jobs, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, I've had so many fucking jobs. I'm not the best employee. I'm very bad at, like... Oh, I'm sorry.
I just don't want it to not be.
Yeah, no, I've had mad jobs with this. I'm not, like... Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna even say that because I have a job right now. I don't want them to hear this shit. Incriminate myself.
Yeah.
So, but what is it? Yeah. So, I've had a couple jobs. And I think my favorite job so far was I worked at a fucking dog daycare. Bro,
that's tight.
My nigga, it was so fire. That shit was, I got to play with fucking pit bulls and shit all day, bro. My job was to go play with puppies all day.
Can't beat it.
Bro, it was so fire. It was fire, bro.
Was that in Miami or?
Nah, it was over here. It was like, Danvers or whatever.
What do you do now, if you don't mind saying?
Bro, right now, bro, I be working like on the kitchen and shit, just like cooking, whatever. And like fucking, but that's the thing. I don't want to do no more dumb shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do none of that because just in the smallest thing, if you get caught up, bro, in the smallest fucking thing you get caught up, you have to spend money on like lawyers, whatever the fuck, just stupid shit. You know what I mean? So I was just like, man, fuck that. Because, like, once I really knew for a fact, I was like, man, I want to do this music shit. I really want to fucking get somewhere. Like, I didn't want nothing delaying me. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want nothing to fucking slow me down. I don't want nothing to fucking, like, have some weight. You know what I mean? So I was just like, fuck that shit. And, yeah, just started cooking and all that.
When you're recording with Plotmore, are you guys always all together? It's never like you're recording here, you're sending a track in?
Yeah, no, for the most part, we usually all record, like, together. If it's not all of us, it's most of us, you know what I mean? Like, we usually record together.
You think that helps the energy?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yo, alright, because, you heard Dastardly, right?
Yeah.
Alright, yo, so, like, that song did not sound like Ruckus's verse, the last verse on that song, that shit didn't sound like that.
Really?
Yeah, no, that song, that whole verse was gonna be different, like, I think it was, like, the same words and shit, but just different, like, flow, cadence, whatever the fuck. But, like, yo, I remember that night, like, we were in the studio, and Ruck was like, I'm gonna go in the booth, I'm gonna try some new shit, I'm gonna just try something different, blah, blah, blah. We're like, alright, whatever, yeah, we're gonna go smoke some cigs. Within the time that we went to go smoke a cigarette, bro, we came back and we listened to that shit, wild.
That's mad.
Wild. We all fucking folded, bro. Like, it was just Oh my god, that has to be the hard. Like we've all said, that's the hardest verse like in the whole tape, bro. That's like the hardest fucking verse ever on that whole tape, bro. And it's just like, yeah, no, like it's just the energy of it. You know what I mean? Just like all of us like fucking falling like dead ass. We fell to the fucking ground, bro. Like it was crazy. But yeah, just the energy of it is just. I feel like it's a good thing because since we all fuck with different kinds of music, we all have different ears for music. We all have different opinions. You know what I mean? So like, what one of us doesn't think of, the other one would, and it might sound dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys fit together nicely. Like,
well, that just comes from like.
That's just being around each other a lot.
Yeah, no, that just comes from us generally fucking with each other, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's not no boy band shit, you feel me?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we didn't just
yeah.
fucking meet the other day because some people put us in a room, you feel me? Like, nah, bro, like, we're homies, you feel me? Like, this is, like I said, bro, it's like some family shit, like, straight up. So, like, we got each other, and it's just always, that's why I feel like our music is so cohesively, it just works, you know what I mean?
You put out a couple solo tracks.
Yeah, nah, what is it? I'm like super hype about that shit.
Yeah. Getting a lot of love for stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, cause the whole deal right now is that like, what is it? We're all trying to like, you know, we're all like in our own creative just like state, bro. Like we're all on some shit right now, like straight up, bro. Like I'll show you some shit before we leave or whatever. But what is it? Like Mags has been making some crazy shit at his crib because he just got like a whole setup at his crib and all that. So he's been going off at his crib. Tweaks made some shit over there and it's fucking crazy. Ruckus is like working on. I think Ruckus is working like on his own tape right now, just in his room. Like this nigga be locked away all the time. You know what I mean? So it's just like right now we're all just kind of like figuring our own shit out because the way that we see it is that kind of like since it is multiple of us and we're all so different, we can hit so many fucking markets and just kind of knock them all off individually that when we come together, it's stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're kind of just all trying to like build our own like, kind of like build our own sound or like brand, whatever it is, like essentially right now, so that when we come back together and to do some crazy shit, bro, it's gonna fucking blow, like it's gonna pop, bro.
Is everything you're doing by yourself produced by Germ, or do you?
Nah, so I'm dropping a couple tracks produced by my homie SK, which he's a really dope producer. And what is it? The next track I'm dropping is definitely produced by SK, and I think the next two after that are too maybe.
Do you always work with local producers?
I mean, it's just that they're the
or at least people you know, yeah.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, I always try to support the homies. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I always, and it's just like, whatever, bro. Like, some people got some shit that you would never think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, on some real shit. Because when I first met Germ, or like when I first heard of Germ, I never, like, bro, he's some white kid from fucking Danvers. You really think that I thought that he was going to be, like, some crazy-ass producer? No, and then I heard his beats, and I was like, yo, this kid is wild. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So, like, I work with anybody, bro. I don't got no... work with anybody. As long as I fuck with you, though. That's one thing. That's one thing for sure, bro. I gotta fuck with you. I'm not working with nobody that I don't fuck with. That's like, I can't do that, bro. Like, I gotta fuck with you, like, genuinely in order for me to work with you. Because if I don't like you, bro, like, that's it. I don't like you. I'm sorry. Like, that's just, like, it's not... I just don't, like, I don't like that shit, you know what I mean? Because it's just kind of like a sense of, like, oh...
Now it's like really like work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, now I gotta do this because like that. But nah, when you're working with people that you actually like genuinely fuck with, it's not even a job, bro. It's so much fucking fun. Like, so many of those songs that we made were just fun. Like, it wasn't even no fucking like work shit.
How long did it take to record all of the Still Plotting tape?
I want to say maybe like month or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe like a month or two, some shit like that. I know we mixed it for a minute. But I know we recorded like maybe like a couple months or some shit like that.
Do you get to record your own solo tape?
Yeah, no, I definitely. Alright, so like, I'm definitely gonna like record my own solo tape. My thing right now is that I want to like build my catalog. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want to like build my songs. I want to have like before I drop like a whole body of work, like I want to have something to back it up. You know what I mean? So it's just like I'm ideally I want to drop like, you know, maybe like a few singles and shit, and then drop my tape. But I have been working on some shit though.
Do you think is it gonna be longer or just something?
So my thing is honestly, bro, I like the whole 7-song, like Pusha T, Kanye shit.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really good number. So from like, yeah, no, if I drop a project, definitely expect no less than like 7 songs, maybe more. You know what I mean?
That's tight. All right, Isaac Groove.
Yeah.
That boy Groovy on Instagram. Where can people find you?
My dog Uppity. Yo, find me on fucking Spotify at Isaac Groove. You can find me on Tidal. You can find me on any major streaming platforms, bro. and YouTube at Plotmore Records. Check out the homies.
Any upcoming shows?
Yo, not too soon, but we are working on something though.
All right, man. Awesome.
Okay.